welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for the world champ himself, Sam LaRue, Octane. We got some of the best analysis of the measures. The world champ himself, Christopher Duarte, Parsite. We got the multi-world champion, the multi-champion, a legend and icon to the Call of Duty space. Give it up to Patrick Price Aches. And of course, we got the one and only, the executive producer of The Flank, fixing his shirt right now, making sure that top button is looking like $1 million. Give it up for Benjay Nassim. Gentlemen, what's going on, man? Chris, we'll start with you today, man. How you doing, Chris? You doing good?
I'm good. Yeah, I got all my predictions right today, and what is it called, the predictions? But I'm getting smoked in fantasy, which sucks because I forgot to sub in Neptune for one of my starting spots. So
Duarte, you did that last week.
Hey, bro, I'm just
Duarte,
I think I gave up.
You're fucking up, Duarte.
Dude, to be honest, bro, if you got an Optic member as well on your fantasy roster, it's just not been looking good. So I'm kind of just chalked.
Brother, Neptune was free point. I mean, dude, he must be racking up hella points right now. So I would throw Neptune into the lineup as fast as you could, bro, because that guy's been insane.
I think I have to wait for the weekend to be over, right? It's like it locks every week.
Yep, it's locked up, so you gotta wait. Yep. What about you, Sam? How you doing, Sam?
I'm good, brother. Games were slightly better today, if you could say that, but overall, I'm good as always.
They were better today. I thought they were better today.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with that. What about you, Benjay? You doing all right?
Yeah, I watched nice Tottenham victory today, so that was a W. And
What they play today, Ben? What they play today?
Ipswich, so it's not like they're being world beaters. Ipswich Town.
Dude, they're playing randos, bro. They're playing randos. This is all
playing Challenger kids.
See, it's the only team Tottenham can beat.
Ben, say it one more time slow for me.
Ipswich Town.
Brother,
It's an EPL team.
Harry Potter spell. I don't want to hear it.
I mean, listen, you can't shit on UK names. I don't know what to tell you, but I have to also watch the New York Rangers lose.
What's the Champions League prediction for you, Benjay? Who do you think's winning?
People were asking me today. I said Liverpool.
Really? I'm going Madrid. I think Madrid's gonna win it.
All of Madrid, man.
What about you?
Yeah, my only concern with Madrid is their center of the defense is out for the season, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Mbappe's getting comfortable now. But it wouldn't surprise me. Mo Salah's been unbelievable for Liverpool. Shout out to Liverpool, man. I'm sure there's a lot of Liverpool fans in the chat. What about you, Pat? What's going on, brother? What's happening?
Good, killing it in fantasy, Tom. Absolutely dusting you. But
yeah. Well, Pat, tomorrow's a big day for me, Pat, because
it is.
I got a couple players play tomorrow, so I mean, I got to make the comeback tomorrow.
Yeah, but other than that, I think I should have went flawless in the predictions today. Heard Jay kind of sold me game 5, but I mean, I can't be happy. I mean, I can't be mad with 3-1.
Yeah, definitely can't be mad at that. How are we doing against Breaking Point in the predictions? Are we looking all right?
We're tied now.
Oh, we're tied, guys.
Fucking Optic costed us today, bro. That's why.
Bro, I really
tried to
thought,
tell you guys.
Dude, I thought Optic was going to turn up today. I thought they were going to turn up, but I mean, dude, we're tied. We got to lock in, guys. We can't lose to Breaking Point, bro. We can't lose to those cats, man. So we'll get some more predictions in at the end of the show and talk about tomorrow's matches. But
I mean, I'll also call somebody out, Tom. You know who's costing us is Gersh, to be honest.
No.
Gersh.
I think Gersh is the lowest in the predictions of the whole group. So we need Gersh to step it up.
Wait, Gersh is involved in our flank predictions?
Yeah.
Oh man, Gersh, what the hell?
He's only got 9 correct.
And he wants a raise. That's crazy.
He wants a raise, man. He wants a raise, but he can't get the predictions right. Unbelievable. But yeah, guys, we got 4 matches to go over today, and we got some intel that just hit the timeline as well. So we're gonna have to talk about that. Then we'll do predictions, talk about tomorrow's matches, and take a look at fantasy as well. So we're gonna have a good show today. Appreciate everybody who's been tuned into the watch parties and stuff. The energy's been fucking crazy, bro. So I just appreciate everybody who's been tuned in and locked in with us, man. You guys are awesome. But not gonna waste any time. Let's hop into it. And let's get right into the news. We got Atlanta FaZe going up against the Miami Heretics to kick off the day. And this one's going to be a 3-1 victory for Atlanta. It was first map 250 to 174 on the red card hard point. Miami were able to close out the map 2 in the round 11 on a Vault S&D. But then a 3-1 protocol control and a 250 to 192 Hacienda hard point for Atlanta FaZe. Just dismantling Miami in the respawns. We'll scroll down in Maroon. We got a red carpet coming in from the Miami Heretics. Wow, this is not pretty. Whoa, this is not pretty at all. We get a
They're on
point.
50 FPS, man. Cut them some
Yeah.
slack.
Yeah, I heard there was some drama with today's servers, so we will talk about that as well. But just to read you guys through the stats, we got a 0.68 from Lucky, a 0.76 from Metals, a 0.68 from Real, and a 0.86 from Rencor. On the other side, a 1.62 from Simp today. Mono, he's been going crazy. Then you got a 1.21 from Draza, a 1.45 from Celium, and a 1.14 from Abizi. Just a really, really good, well-rounded series from Atlanta FaZe. Scroll down, take a look at the match MVP. It's the one and only Chris Lair. He's got a 1.53 in Hardput, a 1.13 in S&D, a 2.13 in Control. Simp had a day today. He went absolutely nuts. We'll start with the server cheese before we get into the match. What happened with the server? What happened? What's going on? Real tweeted, right? Or somebody tweeted after
Lucky
the game?
tweeted.
Or Lucky. Didn't they tweet? I think they tweeted, quote unquote, this is a dog shit league.
That was Real's tweet. Lucky tweeted basically when the score was even. I think it was 50-30. He tweeted in Spanish, just my rough calculations. But when the score was tied, I guess the players brought up that they had 50 frames and that they were, obviously not playing on an even playing field. And the refs told them to keep playing, and they got Goomba stomped.
Yeah,
So,
50 frames. That sounds horrible. I mean, dude, at that point, bro, listen, man, I've been there before where the referee says you got to keep playing or you forfeit, right? I mean, 4-23, we all know this. I should have looked him in the eye and said, go fuck yourself and just left the game. I should have just left the fucking game. I mean, I feel like if it's unplayable and you're on 50 frames, like, especially if it's at the start of the map, like as soon as you load in and you immediately see that something's wrong, I mean, there's no reason to play through, right? Unless, was it the
if it's
whole
early
series?
enough, like 50-30 is an endable game. That's not crazy.
Was it the whole series? It was messed up, or was it just one match?
It was all he said when it was 50-30. He didn't really give context if it was first or fourth map or not. I don't think.
Okay, so it wasn't like a whole series thing. It was like a moment.
I mean, it could have been map 1, and maybe it was the whole series. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really
It wasn't really
clarify
any content
that.
stated.
Yeah, anybody else got anything to say on the server issues before we move on and start talking about the match? I mean, dude, the server issues just continue to happen, bro. I don't know what they got to do to kind of like get this on the right track. But, I mean, there's definitely going to be complications when you're doing shit online. I mean, we knew that, right? We knew that going into it. That's why we hate online leagues. I think we're all missing the LAN league right now. I think all of us are missing that. But, yeah, any thoughts on the servers, guys? Or you want to just hop into the match?
Get into the match. Just a shitty situation.
Benjay, we'll talk about you. We'll go to you first, Benjay. Atlanta FaZe, they get the 3-1 victory here over Miami. I could argue here that this probably should have been a 3-0, Benjay. I think FaZe threw away to map 2. What did you think of the series, Ben?
I mean, the respawns were not that close. I think FaZe kind of let the Hacienda get a little bit somewhat close at the end, but they were mostly in control of that off the rip. Control was clinical from them, and that first red card as well was pretty good. But the S&D, they were up, like 4-2?
Yeah, something like that.
And just trolled a bunch of man-up situations with bomb down. Couldn't get trades, getting 1v2'd, 2v4'd, or like 2v3'd or whatever. So they've been playing with fire like pretty much all year on the search thing because they get a lot of first bloods, like almost 60%, which is by far highest in the league by a wide margin. But they are only winning those rounds at a below average 72% the rest of the league. So like eventually they're going to run into a situation where they're going to troll their way to a map loss on land in a big series. So hopefully there's a wake up call for them that they got to be more clinical in these situations.
Mm-hmm. What about Miami, Ben? What did you think about Miami today?
I mean, Tom, the slang says it all.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's like in respawns, this is just a diff. I mean, historically in this matchup with these two teams, it really hasn't been that close. Was maybe a little bit closer when Miami was a more clinical search team, and I know that they won. They in search and they've been getting better on that front, but I mean, the respawns were just
and I don't think the
particularly close.
respawns will ever be close with these two squads, bro. I just feel like this is gonna be an NFA's belt to ass every time they play the Heretics. Like server cheese or not, bro. Like talent wise, this is just a huge talent diff.
Yeah, I could agree. I feel like no matter who Atlanta FaZe is playing right now these days, they've been looking insane. Like they look like they're hitting levels, no, Pat? Like I feel like they're hitting to like that standard we all missed with Atlanta FaZe, right? They've gone through a lot of slumps as a team. They've gone through a lot of like lows as a squad. But Pat, would you argue like they're starting to look as deadly as they did in the past? Like
that's the problem with them is like we all know their potential, right? They just haven't been able to consistently play at this level. Like you mentioned, like they've went through countless slumps. I mean, yeah, when Atlanta FaZe is on point, they're by far the best team in the league. That's I don't even think that's a question. It's just they're not always on point, and that's where all these teams catch them lacking. And then we see some of these other, top 4 teams that we talked about come in and steal event wins from them. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like if they can continue to play this level, they're going to be godlike, but gotta avoid those slumps.
Yep. What about you, Sam? What'd you think of the series today with FaZe in Miami?
I think you said it best. This should have been a 3-0. I think FaZe just kind of trolled the search a little bit. Yeah, I mean, this is just belt to ass in the respawns. This wasn't a competitive series at all. But it's kind of hard to dissect if you're Miami. It's kind of like how C9 was playing the first couple weeks on like shitty servers or whatever. But I agree. I mean, I've said it in the past. Miami, when they run into top tier talent in the respawns, that's really been the hurdle that they've always had as a team, going back to last year as well. They have the capability of getting high placements. They just did it. But when they run into like LAT and FaZe and just teams like that, they just don't have what it takes to get over the hump and respawn, in my opinion. Like, sure, they can win searches, but at the end of the day, I think this is the ceiling of the team.
Yeah, they need a little bit more firepower. What do you think, Duarte? Where's your head at with Miami right now?
I don't know where to start. 1.6, 1.4. No, I mean, seriously, like, you guys pretty much covered it all.
Bro. This is bad.
It's just the skill diff. You guys said it. Every time the Miamis ran into like a FaZe or a LAT at the major, like they just get shit on. So they gotta, if they want to upset these teams, they got to close out those S&Ds and try to take control or something. They unfortunately didn't make it to another S&D, and they got stomped in the control. So back to the drawing board for these guys overall. I mean, it is what it is. Heretics still have been, great to watch, and they've been placed well. They placed well, so it is what it is. Move forward. FaZe just a better team by far.
I think FaZe just has a great team composition, bro. You have your entry fragger sub, your Roman Slayer sub, and then Draza, he's very aggressive on the flex. Like, Draza's not afraid to get in the mix. He can run to either gun. And then MC. We've had complaints about MC in the past about him playing too slow. I feel like that's not the case anymore. He's really stepped up his gameplay. He has been nuts. He's been nuts for these guys.
He's dropping Vanguard KDs right now. Like, he's just fucking automatic 1.3, 1.4, 1.2, 1.3. Like, he's disgusting.
Yeah, I like that he's able to adapt and kind of get back to that final form that we all know MC can play at. So, yeah, the FaZe boys have been looking great. Any other final thoughts? We'll move on to the next one. This one kind of was a blowout, I'll be honest. It was a really good series from FaZe. Miami struggled here today. Any final thoughts? No final thoughts?
No.
I think the only thought that I have from the series from FaZe is their protocol offenses are fucking unreal.
Yeah.
I think that if you're going to play FaZe on protocol, you just have to learn how to play against them on defense. And I think that map is already an offensive favored map now with the change to B point. But the way that FaZe plays that map on offense is insane. It's so efficient.
Is it what do you want to do though? Because like they don't play Vault, so like what you want to then square with
you have to play Hasi. You either
and
play Hasi or learn how to play
They haven't lost on Hasi ever so far.
They're the best control team. I'm not saying it's so easy. They're obviously the best control team, but if you're going to play protocol willingly, you need to learn how to play against them on offense specifically. They just do such a good such a good job of playing the map horizontally. When they're on offense, they just force you to play the top side of the map, and they do it flawlessly every time.
Control can get. I mean, you guys can probably speak to it. It can get kind of mixed when everybody's pinching everybody and it turns into TDM. But to your point, Sam, like these guys just funnel and they make the map just so easy to read and so easy to play.
Well, they have a left stick. Their whole team has a left stick. I mean, that's also another thing. Like when everybody's applying pressure and actually making plays on a map when getting kills, like making use of your kills in COD is like so important. And there's so many teams who don't do that. FaZe, when they get kills, like they don't even like think about it. Like they're already pushing. Like they do it so fast that they just put teams in these blenders. I mean, I think the first offense on Protocol Control today, they won the round in like 30 seconds. Like they capped the points so quickly. So just the pressure that they are able to put on the map. FaZe looking really good. But let's move on to the next series of the day because we got Optic Texas here going against Carolina, and Optic continue to struggle. They get 3-0'd here by the Carolina Royal Ravens. They are now 0-9 map count in the last 3 matches. They've gotten 3-0'd 3 matches in a row. It was 250 to 140 in the first hardpoint. Carolina beating them by 100 points in the hardpoint, 6-1 in the S&D, and 3-2 victory in the control. That control was weird. No team can get a tick on that.
The worst control of the year.
Yeah, that was just a really bad control, to be honest with you. But We'll scroll down and we'll take a look at the stat sheet here. We nearly had a red carpet here for Optic Texas. It was Shotzi who saved him from that one with a 1.06. But he had a 0.79 from Pred, a 0.79 from Kenny, and a 0.71 from Dashy. So 3.7s on a map today for Optic Texas. And on the other side, you had a 0.84 from Reese Vivid. But everybody else positive. A 1.54 from TJ. What a series from him today. Not sure what the Crumble lineup was looking like, but he put on a show. And he had Slasher with a 1.23 and Gwyn with a 1.29. Gwyn's been playing really, really well. He's continuing to shine. And we'll scroll down and take a look at the match MVP. It's TJ Haley with a 1.52 in a hard point, a 6.0 in the S&D, and a 1.29 in control. I'll straight up ask you, Pat, we'll start with you. Should Optic fans be worried here, Pat? Should they be worried?
Well, first off, Tom, I got to correct you. You said they're 0-9. They're actually 0-12 in their last 12. They're one 3-0 sweep away from tying Breach his map loss record of 15 map losses in a row. So
wait, they got 3-0 4 series in a row?
No, so they're 0-12 in their last 12 because at Major 1 they won map 1 and then lost the next 3. So in their last 12 maps they're 0-12.
Wow.
And they're
That
pushing
first series and last series
15 in a row.
The first series and last series are both against Carolina.
Yeah, so you never know, Sam. Like Falcons,
I think I know that one.
Six could come back. You never know.
Man. I don't know. I know we want to cope about it, but
they don't look good. That's what I know, Tom. I think I think absolutely they should be worried. I think they should be, more, not just worried about like how they're playing right now, but like what this means for this squad. Because I think we've all been players. Like when you're in this kind of like predicament where you're just getting world star, there's something more going on. I think we all kind of know that. That's just how these things happen. So more so I'd be concerned about like what's going on and what that's going to lead to, because I don't think right now like getting wins on the board I don't think is their number one concern. Like there's clearly a huge issue going on in the Optic camp that has to get resolved because all of them are playing like ass. And like I said, I know I've reiterated it multiple times on the flank, but like it was real easy to talk when things are going right, Tom, but it's hard to maintain that level and be able to walk the walk consistently. And some people have it, some people don't. And this Optic team, I fear, just doesn't have it right now, Tom.
Mm-hmm. What could it possibly be? Duarte, what's your thoughts right now with Optic Texas? They're struggling to just win a map. Slater thinks there's maybe some team problems going on. What do you think it is, Chris?
I was talking this over with Sam, like a little bit, and Ben before the show started. I just think that all four of them just literally don't have the same understanding of the game. And if any of them do have a slight understanding, they are struggling to communicate with each other and to kind of like help each other out. Like they are all on different pages. I feel like they're still
100%
playing MW3. No bullshit. Like they are trying to play that game while this is a Sam saying, but every other team is just hacker stacking objectives. Like they are just literally playing such tight setups that like you have these players that are like known for like roaming and like going rogue and like picking people apart, and they're not even getting an opportunity to do so because the other team is essentially just rotating the hills and just holding them in the most basic way and just trading effectively, while Optic is just struggling to get on the same page and struggling to break hills, struggling to rotate. They're struggling in everything. Like, where do we even start with this team?
Yeah.
Like, I know this is hard for people to grasp, especially for like casual viewers that don't necessarily play the game like at a huge competitive level, but like these people, they might have been world champions in MW3, but they don't understand this game. You watch teams even at the like mid-tier level, or teams that are up and coming, like Surge, for example, and look at their mini maps, look at their setups, and then look at what Optic is doing. Like, it's just a completely fucking different game. And which is weird because when they had Hook on the team, at least like they were competitive, and granted, maybe teams were like still learning and people have gotten way more effective, but it seemed like they had a good idea of like the pacing they wanted to play at and like how they could be effective, because Dashy was frying, Shotzi was frying, and Hook had certain maps. Yeah, Kenny was still struggling, and but he wasn't struggling even this bad. Like, he was playing bad, but not this bad. Like, I don't know. They just seem like they are lost. And I feel like I said it before. They need like somebody on the outside to like, I don't know, come in. I know it sounds kind of delusional and like, where do you even get that, blah, blah. But like their whole camp is like this from the top to the bottom. When it comes to the coaching staff, when it comes to the players, they're all just like lost. They need something else, or they need to just finally have something click. I don't know what it is. It's just, yeah, they're not in a good place right now. They don't have a clue. They don't have a fucking clue.
All right, Sam. What do you think, Sam? Where do you even start, Sam? Where do you want to
I'm
start
starting
here?
to feel bad. That's where I'm gonna start. I'm starting to feel bad.
You feel
bro.
bad for him, Sam?
Like
You feel bad?
it was funny for a little bit. It was making me angry for a little bit. Now I'm going through all the stages. I just feel bad now, bro. Like these guys look lost, respectfully. Like Chris touched on the hard point gameplay mainly. They watched the Ravens play Red Card Search and Destroy not even 24 hours ago. And they just let him do the same shit that
Every
they
round.
did 24 hours ago. Again, they just went A and planted. There was no counter adjustment. There was no VOD. There was no desire to try to stop Ravens from playing the red card the way that they wanted to. I mean, the control was legitimately the worst control I've watched this season. There was not a tick until the last round of the game, which Optic managed to somehow throw away. I mean, the timings are off. The teamwork is shit. The comms have to be horrible because of what I'm watching on the minimap. Chris said it, bro. They just don't know how to play Black Ops 6. And they made a roster change, and since then they haven't won a map. I'm not going to put that on AG. I'm going to put that on everybody. Ken's been horrible. Brandon's been horrible. Shotzi went positive, but he's also been horrible. Pred has been horrible. Like,
I know you said you feel bad, but is it
I
not,
feel bad,
is it
bro.
not hilarious that Shotzi's whole rant on Twitter was about how everyone was ass and not playing the right way and not playing for the win?
He did that, and they immediately became the worst team other than Falcons, which I don't count. So I'm going to say they're the worst team.
Hilarious. Bro.
Falcons have won more maps than they did.
They've
in the
won
last
more
couple.
maps than Optic has. Bro, Chris hit the nail on the head. These guys don't know how to play Black Ops 6, and I don't think they know how to play with each other right now at this point. Like, it's insane. They all look like they want to do something different in each situational, and I'm sad. I feel sad watching this team.
Yeah, Sam, I feel
depressing.
like with Carolina, right, they spread the map, play picks, right, every offense on red card, and then they just waltz up to A.
Bro,
and
they
slowly,
escort Tej like the president with the
they
bomb.
escort him every
To
time.
A. They escort him to the A bomb site. They let Tej
It's
plant.
crazy.
Bro, they do it
They
every
do.
offense.
They actually
just
do it
escort
every
Fat
offense. It's
Bob to the
crazy.
bomb. They plant it, and then they play a post plant. I could have told you what they did. And you're telling me Optic had no counter to that? They did it 24 hours ago. They just played the map. That is the freshest VOD that you have on Ravens. You play the map, and you let them plant A every round that they wanted to go A. There was no adjustment or counter at all.
Yeah.
There's no
What did
trying
they
to get
do?
middle and deny the guy getting on stage. There's no like double stacking pillars to make them nervous if they're gonna plant. Like
I don't know if I think it is what Chris said, like top to bottom. They just need some sort of system reset. They need shock
No
therapy.
bullshit. No
Like,
bullshit.
I don't know what it is, bro. If it's just at its core, they all just don't agree on how to play the game, or if they just need to see the ball go through the net. They need to win a map, and then maybe they need a 1v4 like Simp had to reinvigorate the team. I mean, it's fucking depressing, bro. Watching these guys play Call of Duty makes me sad.
Watching even like the mid-tier teams, it just seems like they have an idea of what they want to do. But when you watch Optic, I couldn't tell you, like, as a round fucking unfolds, I don't know what their fucking end goal is, like, the whole time.
Ben,
you
what
guys
do you
have
think, Ben? What do you
obviously-
think?
well, I
Hold
have
on,
a question
before
for
Ben
you.
goes about Optic, Ben, can you apologize, by the way, for your
About what?
Ravens slander?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Carolina fucking regained. They're back.
Okay. Appreciate it.
It was a shit crumble lineup this week, and they're still frying. Like maybe chromology is
Pat,
fucking retired. I
It's a
guess.
faulty science. It's pseudoscience.
Yeah,
man, at the end of the
Pat, I
day.
got a question for you.
Pseudoscience at
Pat,
the
I
end
got a
of the day,
question
man.
for you because I actually thought Carolina. I even mentioned that I feel like they kind of peaked at one point in time, especially when they were going through their struggles. But do you think that when they play top teams, they'll be able to compete, or do you think they'll struggle against top teams?
Bro, I just feel like they're consistent. Like, I don't know, it's weird. I don't think they have the most talent in the league, obviously, but they obviously don't have the least. And I just feel like they're consistent in the way they play. They have a game plan and they execute it, like, for better or worse. Like they to me, they look like a team that knows what they want to do on the map and they do it. Whether they win or lose, who cares? But I mean, in my opinion, that's all you can ask for out of a squad like this. And they obviously, we've talked about it. Like Gwyn has, he can punch above his weight class. Like he has takeover potential. And we're getting arguably the best TJ Halley we've ever seen. So,
Slasher
I mean,
too. Slasher too, Pat. He's been playing
yeah,
good.
I mean, Slasher's doing his thing, but it's like, I don't know. I think they're a team that people are sleeping on. I'm not. I'm a fan.
They're an elite S&D team, and when their respawn's on, that's how they get top 4 in an event. Like these guys are just gonna always be at it in the S&D game mode. We've seen at times last week when the respawn's off, it's really tricky with their map pool. But when it's on, these guys are just going to be very difficult to beat. Now, can they do it and win that big series on a Sunday? I think we've talked about it. They're going to need Gwyn to be that guy on LAN. That seems to be the last piece. But like, if you're a Carolina fan, you've watched a lot of shit Carolina teams over the years. Seems like these guys have something those teams haven't had.
This is a good fucking team, dude. Through and through.
They just have really good teamwork, bro.
Yeah.
Like talent at the end of the day, you can negate that shit if you're playing like good Call of Duty. Like it doesn't matter how good the guy is on the other side of the station. If he has to run into a fucking good ass setup and nobody throws their life away, or people are doing the right shit, doesn't matter how good the other guy is on the other end. He's gonna die. Like it's not that complicated.
It's good to
They're a
see
really good team.
Reese too. Vivid, he's got a .84, but he's still up there
Throwing
with
damage.
Yeah, he's just throwing damage down, and that's all you can ask for. Like if he's throwing down damage and sliding in and baiting and doing whatever he's got to do for the dub. That's I know Ben, you were on Reese's ass yesterday. And today obviously he had a .84, but it's good to see him throwing down damage and doing what he's got to do for the dub. So I think right now these guys are clicking. They're clicking. I want to see if these guys can do it, 1 on LAN and 2 against top teams. I think if we could see that, then then this team could be a championship caliber team, right? Like if they could do it on LAN. But I don't know. I think I still have my concerns a little bit. They came out today, but Optic's been struggling. So and wasn't Carolina 0-6 in hard points, or weren't they? They were like
a 7-game.
they're just having some ups and downs.
They have
they're a
weird
roller
hard point
coaster.
valleys because they did it in stage 1 too. They had like a weird spree of hard points that they didn't win, and then they picked it up at the major, and then they slid again. And they're just peaks and valleys in hard points specifically. They're pretty good at control, I think, off the top of my head, and they're obviously elite in search. So if they smooth out to like a 50-50 in hardpoint, this team's scary for everybody in the league.
Slasher said in the chat that the only way to counter playing for picks is to play for picks. I mean, that's what he said.
Optic wasn't getting
The most
no
awesome
picks.
shit of all time, bro.
Austin
Like,
was,
come on, man.
Optic wasn't getting no picks.
Yeah.
That's why they 6-1'd them.
I want to stop beating around the bush. I want to go back to what Pat said in the beginning of the show. You guys are former pro players. Love you guys. World Chancellor and Tom. Sorry, Tom. You've obviously won a lot in your career.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. Sam.
You're
It's
looking
okay.
at their facial expressions, the comms. Like, does this seem like a team to you that their issues are in game, or does it go to what Pat said? You feel like
I
there's
think
some
they
out of game
started
shit they got to
in-game.
resolve.
I think the issue started in game, and now it has blown way up into something that is now out of the game.
I would argue it's opposite. I mean, bro, like we talked about this.
Think so?
Like Pred getting dropped was super sketchy. Like we didn't get a clear reason why it happened. It just all of a sudden Pred got dropped, fully dropped, not benched, whatever. Then they pick up Hook, and then Hook at moments was their best player. And then he goes to the event, and Hook arguably, statistically, played very well. And then they come home, Hook gets dropped. Pred is just magically back on the team. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many weird questions of what's happening out of game with this squad. I would agree with you. There's obviously a lot of in-game stuff that has happened that is fueling this fire. But I mean, there's been a weird dynamic for this team for the last like 2 months now. So I think there's just more to the story that we just don't know about.
I mean, Enable did mention that Nub. He had mentioned that he thinks there's internal issues with the squad. I mean, I actually disagreed with it and didn't think that there was internal issues. But now I don't know. Now I'm like, maybe.
I mean, bro, they were all
what else could it
buddy on
be?
that podcast, and like, I don't know, bro. I'm
what
not
else
gonna
could it
sit
be,
here and psychoanalyze their team. Like, I'm not in their camp. I'm not gonna,
no
say they're
point.
lying or anything. But like, their demeanor on that podcast, and they were like trying to calm the masses down because everyone is reacting crazily as they should because this is a crazy time for them. But they seemed kind of nonchalant about the situation that they were in. And I took that as a good thing because I thought that they would be like AG was saying, like there's no pressure on them and like they just need to get better and it'll come with time. So I was like, okay, they at least have the right mental, but having that mental and playing the way that they're playing, I just don't buy it. Like your shit, respectfully.
So here's a question, right? What's the next steps for Optic? Like, how do you get out of this? Like, how do you get out of this slump? Like, what do you got to do? Do you make a roster change? Do you got to go back to the drawing board? I mean, surely they got to be watching VOD, right? And trying to turn things around. Like, what can these guys do? What can they do to turn things around?
I mean, I think that like you're saying all these things that they could do, but like you could say that any single one of them could be a correct answer. Like at the end of the day, they need to change their mentality. They need to figure out what they're doing. Hell, if that means bringing somebody back onto the roster or removing somebody on the roster, that could also help. Maybe it's just something like what they're doing now isn't working. They could fucking change the outfits they wear for game day, and that might fucking help them. Literally anything, bro. The way they're playing. No, I'm trolling, obviously.
No,
but like,
no. Imagine they hit up Kyler to come back and he says no.
That'd be
crazy. That'd be
nuts.
nuts.
They're just so fucking lost, and I'm not trying to like bash them. I'm just giving it to you straight. It's hard to hear, but they genuinely don't have a fucking idea as to what they want to do or what their identity is. I said it like 3 episodes ago. Their identity as a team, their individual identities on the team, they are so fucking far separated that they just, bro, they're getting fucking beat by like 100+ points in hardpoint.
Yeah.
And like in the, it's so bad.
Hook's contract was terminated, right? He's not on the bench or anything. Like he was completely terminated.
Yeah, he's gone.
I wonder why Optic never fill us up.
Hold on. Do we know that for a fact?
No, I don't. That's why I asked. I have no
I mean,
idea.
they tweeted fucking goodbye.
Yeah,
they didn't say that they
did
were
tweet
going to the
goodbye.
bench.
But that doesn't necessarily, because contracts are not public and the league doesn't update the player tracker anymore. Like, we don't know that for a Hundo P, though.
I mean, brother, I don't think Kyler's on this organization anymore.
Was Pred's contract originally terminated, or was he benched?
I think he was terminated too.
We have no transparency in these moves, guys. So, like, I wouldn't.
I'm pretty sure
it was
no,
terminated.
Pat, I think AG's contract was terminated. I think
He
it
must
was.
have lost a lot of money unless they re-signed him for the same thing.
They probably just copy and pasted that shit.
Maybe. I'm not really too sure. Maybe he didn't really have that leverage at that point, right, Sam? Like if his contract gets terminated, he's trying to come back. I mean, does he really have that leverage to try and negotiate the same number? Like I might agree with you, Pat. I don't know if he got the same number. They might have lowered it. I mean, who knows?
I mean, it's irrelevant anyway.
It doesn't matter. I mean, who knows? I was just curious about Hook because I just didn't know if they had a sub, that they had like an actual like active sub that they can replace. But I know some people. I saw Illy tweet out. He tweeted out who? He tweeted out to who today?
Yo.
He said
yo.
To who?
And then he tweeted Shotzi the other day too.
Yeah, so Illy's clearly trying to get back in. I mean, I see people in the chat mentioning Illy. Would you guys like to see Illy?
No.
I mean, I don't even know if Illy's been.
I think it shows how delusional it is that he's going back to the same wall in the Yo tweet from like literally a year ago. Like, come on, bro, get a new gimmick.
The whole chat saying that.
Like, come on, bro.
But yeah, I mean, we'll just have to keep an eye out on Optic and just see what's going on. I'm pretty sure at the minor tournament next week they play the Vegas Falcons. Do they not?
Vegas Falcons got that bitch circled on the calendar with hearts around it. They're like, let's go, boys. This is our moment.
Dude, go ahead.
I mean, they're gonna get 3-0'd, but like they're gonna have hope.
They're about to
come back, bro.
No, he's not.
They're about to play Toronto twice because if they beat Vegas, and God forbid, I'm assuming they're beating Vegas, they're playing Toronto and they're playing Toronto again the next week, I believe. So like those 2 matches are going to decide a lot because if they start off fucking 0-4, then they got to win out in a tough schedule to even make a winner's bracket at their event.
Mm-hmm.
And if they beat Toronto, then they got to play FaZe, and that could turn around their season. Like this next 6-7 days for them is massive. I think, Sam, what you said last week, they got to sit down, they got to block out all the noise, they got to lock in, they got to make base rules again, they got to figure out how to build something.
The problem,
absolute shit show right now.
I agree with you, Ben, but the problem is, and Tom, Pat, Chris, the problem is, where do you start?
Yeah,
the whole system is bad. Everything's bad. Where do you start?
I think right now they have to be doing more watching than playing, in my opinion.
And I
they
think that's
need to
a
watch.
bad thing.
You don't think they should watch?
I almost think that that's a bad thing because when we had, I mean, I've been on obviously fucking horrific teams, but in specific when I was on LAT in Vanguard, when we had our really bad stage, like we were just hyper analyzing everything, and it was making the game so much harder because like. It felt like every decision was a make or break one when you were scrimming or in a match or just if there's so much pressure all the time. And as soon as we like kind of eased back a little bit and wasn't so like harsh, I think things got a little bit easier because like the pressure started to alleviate a little bit. You were able to like, even if you did fuck up, like it didn't feel like the end of the world anymore. And we were just so obsessed with being perfect on that team or just like, again, hyper analyzing every decision that it was just worse just watching VOD, just like, why do we do this with half a second left? And you reloaded here. And like, it's so easy to fall down that cliff. So I don't know if that's what they're doing.
I don't know if it's more like,
but I feel like they just need to simplify.
I'm curious
things.
how their scrims are going.
Boys, they played today, and I don't know if you saw the camera shots, but it seems like half their team was not in the room. Like,
Did Dashy have a camera?
Yes, but like clearly was not in the facility because you could tell by the walls. And like I know he had a root canal, but then they.
Wait, Ben, what do you mean they're not? What did you mean by that? They're not in the room. What are you
Well,
talking
hold
about?
on.
Two players didn't play from the facility today.
So they're playing from home. That's weird. So they're splitting. They've done that before, though. No, they've done that before.
Yeah, but how are you going to like reflect and get better? It seems counterproductive to me to their situation. No.
I mean, I don't think that matters, to be honest. I'm pretty sure they've done that before, so I don't think it's too big of a deal. It's a little weird, but I mean they've done it before, so I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I think it's weird. How how are you going to have what clearly needs to be a decent team talk after this one when two people
Hop
aren't
in the
there?
GT3 and pull up to the fucking facility, bro.
Yeah,
Why
watch
couldn't they have played?
GT3 or
Then
hop in
why couldn't they?
Discord.
Hold on. Then why couldn't they have played together if you could do that? See,
We don't know,
You
Ben,
guys are
we'll
trying.
never
I'm
know.
trying to connect some dots here. They're just odd.
don't know,
Everything's
we'll
just
never know.
odd.
I mean, they could just hop in Discord
Weird.
and somebody
That's
just
why I
screen
feel
shares
bad,
VOD.
bro. The whole camp's in Shambies. I just feel bad.
Sam,
dude.
I was
Bro,
saying,
holy fuck.
Sam, I was saying with watching VOD, not so much just pointing out everybody's mistakes. I'm saying like watching other teams' VODs and just being like,
Oh,
yo,
yeah,
see
yeah,
what
yeah.
these guys are doing. You see how they're
can
playing
agree with
this
that.
situation, like, and try and compare it to your gameplay. You know, like I just feel like they need to do more watching when it comes to other teams. Not really so much like
I
counting
agree
people out of
with that,
mistakes because they're all making mistakes, right, Sam? Like I feel like that's not going to be very productive if you're just watching your own VOD and just saying, we could have done this here, we could have done this, we could have done this. Right? I feel like the best thing you could do is go watch FaZe VOD, go watch LAT's VOD, go watch like even the Carolina, like some of these guys that they're struggling to beat, like go see what they're doing, like try and mimic what they're doing or see what they're doing differently. But I just feel like there's no way they haven't been doing that. I feel like they have been doing that. So that's why I'm just like, I don't really know what's next for these guys. But yeah, unless you guys have any final thoughts, we don't need to go in circles. We can move on
They
here.
better
But
beat the goddamn Falcons.
yeah, I mean, listen, I don't
They
think
better.
they'll lose to the Falcons, bro. I don't know.
I think they handily beat them, but like I know everyone's gonna be like, oh shit.
I mean, bro, the Falcons, I don't even know if those guys know spawns. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not trying to be...
I don't know if Optic does either right now.
Yeah, I don't
At this point,
know.
they might not either.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, dude,
This is about to look like the Miami Heretics Stallion series from EWC last year. Y'all remember that one?
Yeah, what a series. What a shit
That's
show.
about to be this
What a
series coming
shit
up,
show.
dude.
Hey, we got that W, though, Sam. We got that W.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did.
But yeah, do you guys have any other final thoughts with Optic, Carolina? Any thoughts at all with these teams? Ben, I don't know who they play. Well, I know Optic plays Vegas and then Toronto. I don't know who Carolina's got coming up, but you got any final thoughts?
wanna keep it
mean,
up. That's all.
it's just, bro. It's so hard to suss out what's next for this Optic team. The next 6 days are massive, bro. Like the Vegas thing they should win, but that Toronto series on Saturday is like literally everything. They lose that, there's a real loser bracket possibility. You win that, suddenly you go into Saturday and like, or Sunday rather, in that first match, and like you have a chance against FaZe to try and get a second win on the board in that matchup, and more importantly, like actually turn your fucking season around.
Yeah. Anybody
Also,
else?
I really disagree with you downplaying the two people playing at the facility, two people not playing at the facility. I know the weather in Dallas has not been good. Maybe there's that, but didn't they record a pod? There's something weird going on here, and I don't want to sit here and fucking like act in all denial that a lot of fucking dots are not lining up here with their situation.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, like, Ben, I'm not saying it's not weird. I said, too, it was a little weird. I'm just saying, like, in the past, I think they've done that as well. Like, in the past, hasn't Dashy been home, playing from home at times? I thought they did that before. Like, I don't...
Bro, what's the point of playing from home when you have a fucking facility? Isn't the whole point that all 4 people should play from there? Unless you're sick or have COVID.
I'd play at the facility. I mean, I'd play
or
at
you
the
can't get
facility.
there because of traffic or weather, like...
Yeah.
I don't
I don't
like,
completely disagree with you, Ben. I don't completely disagree. I'm
it's
just saying. They've done it before, but, I mean, you're not really wrong, right? If you have a facility, you might as well use it. Right?
Well, hold on. I want to address what someone said in the chat. Relly said, yeah, if you watch the podcast. Dashy said he felt uncomfortable driving a car with the ice. Brother, there's a thing called Uber.
Wait, no, not today, bro. The cold front's gone. It was like 60 today.
Not for Marini.
Past the local weatherman. No.
It's
like
warm.
I said, this
Day before.
this is weird, bro.
Pat was out there whipping the GTR today, dude.
Day before, for sure. But it was nice today, bro. And it's gonna be nice tomorrow as
Pat,
well.
what's the forecast looking like tomorrow, Pat? What's the forecast?
Tomorrow, I think we're hitting 70. No bullshit.
I
Yeah.
wish it was
Nah,
fucking 70. It was like 13 today, bro.
60,
Like,
61 tomorrow. Yo,
Nah,
we're
Dennis.
hitting 75 next week, though.
bro, I stepped outside. I opened my phone. I was like, oh, the weather is going to be like in the low 50s. Maybe I can try and get out and play golf. Stepped outside of Starbucks, and there's piles of snow on the side of the fucking sidewalk today.
Damn.
13 degrees.
Hey,
Give me a 70
you're
weather,
really
man.
pissed off, man. You're really mad about
He's
that.
livid. He really wants
Because I've been
golf, bro.
freezing my ass off for
I
literally
really
a
wanted
month
golf,
and a
bro.
half here, bro. I was in Madrid and the weather was great. I was in Atlanta, the weather was great. Big dog shit in Ohio for literally months, bro.
Yeah, I can't really
I'm
relate.
tweaking.
I can't
I'm fucking
relate
tweaking.
in Los Angeles. I can't relate. It's blue skies every day over here. So shout out to LA, even though there's a lot of other problems. But we don't gotta talk about that. But let's move on. You guys want to move on to the next one? Anybody else got anything to say? Nope. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on, folks. Next series of the day. Oh, man. I mean, I don't even. Should I just hit it before? I'm just going to hit it because, man, on it. Was it a red carpet? No, it wasn't a red carpet. It was the Los Angeles Guerrillas versus the Vancouver Surge. This one ended up in a 3-1 victory in favor of Vancouver. First map was 201 to 140. So that one went to the time limit, which was really weird. Map 2 was around 11, which Vancouver was able to close out. LAG did get the control win in the vault control, but it just wasn't enough. Protocol hardpoint came around, and LAG just continued to struggle in hardpoints, 250 to 205 in that one in favor of Vancouver. We'll scroll down, take a look at the stat sheet. You had a 0.95 from Kismet, a 1.08 from Lunars, a 1.05 from Lins, a 0.71 from Skies, and on the other side, you had a 0.89 from 04, a 0.98 from Abuza, a 1.06 from Nasty, and a 1.31 from the new pickup, Neptune. I'm guessing Neptune's going to be the match MVP. Yes, he is, with a 1.31 in hardpoint, a 0.9 in S&D, and a 1.48 in control. I'll start off with this series. I'll start off with this one. First and foremost, got to give it up to Neptune. This guy has been unreal, bro. Just like the nuisance that he is on the map, the impact that I feel like he's making to this Vancouver team. This is one of those scenarios where I feel like a one-person change completely changed this team. It completely changed them. I feel like everybody on the team looks more comfortable and is playing better. And when you watch Neptune play, his timings are on point. He's constantly hitting pinches. He's constantly just in your face, challenging gunfights. He's definitely not afraid to chow. He's really good at playing his life and dipping in and out of situations and just making teams tweak. I mean, he has been really, really good for Vancouver. And on the other side, for me with LAG, I mean, they just continue to show nothing. Like, honestly, nothing. There's no teamwork. My biggest concern with them is, again, they just have no go buttons. I mean, aside from maybe the Bulldog at times and Linz at times, I just feel like there's just so many situations where I don't even want to point out any specific player because I feel like it's them as a team. They don't know when to push. It's so weird to me. Like, even today, we all know, right? All of us have played here, won championships in COD, right? Except for Banjai. I just don't understand how they don't understand the concept of pushing off like the choo-choo train, right? Like if you get a kill,
Assembly
right?
line, bro.
The assembly line, right? The assembly line that we always talked about, right? That's kind of like COD 101, COD basics. And I'm sure if they go back and watch that, right? Like I feel like they will even see it. Like they will see that they're kind of messing up these situations when they should be pushing or should be getting active or being a nuisance. Like I want to see them putting teams in spawn traps. I want to see them putting teams out on the back burner to where teams are just getting like smoked, right? Like I want to see them doing more and making more plays on the map. And I'm just not seeing anything from LAG right now. Like I'm not seeing anything at all. And apparently Gotaga was saying some crazy shit on stream. Apparently he was talking crazy. I don't know though. I don't speak French and I haven't seen any clips. I just saw people talking about it in the chat. I seen them talking about it. I don't know what you guys think about it, but Pat, we'll start with you. We'll work our way down. What was your thoughts on this series?
I mean, Neptune is putting on a hoop mixtape. That was my. I don't know what he was, bro. He was literally just running around, hitting every timing that imaginable, and just getting every kill. I mean, I know you want to talk about LAG. I just think they suck. Plain and simple. Skies has been bad. And we talked about it last show. Like, I mean, I guess it's not going to happen based on what Gotaga said, but like this team should be all over Hook.
I don't know what he said.
I don't speak French, but part of the quote I saw was that he shut down the idea that they're picking up Hook and that they are potentially going to try Preston for Skies. I don't think that's going to do anything. Like
that's what I said. That's not going to do nothing.
Well, that's been reported now by CDL Intel. That's
I still think it'll help because regardless if Priesta isn't the best player and like he's had a decent like couple series at least in the respawn performances prior to the roster change, and Preston at the very least, he's one of those players that tries to go to the right spots and
Bro,
at least will initiate. He
Linz
tries.
Can't be their guy. He makes the worst plays of all time.
I don't think so either, but at least Preston gets involved and tries, and I feel like if he's at least doing that, then maybe you'll start to spark something out of everybody else.
Break down the play that he did again.
I'm not defending anyone, by the way.
Which one you want?
Just crash out right now. Just crash out.
I don't even know if it's worth the time, man.
No, fucking crash out, baby.
Bro.
You right, Demon?
I don't even know if it's worth the time. This LAG, I'm just depressed,
bro, you gotta go,
LAG
bro.
is fucking terrible. The shit that I see Linz do, I'll call him out in specific, is fucking brain dead, dude. Like Tom mentioned the idea of the assembly line. I watched Linz legitimately do nothing on the map today. Like yesterday when he spawned up the backup P2 on Vault and went to go watch B Street with 2 of his teammates instead of helping Kiz on the time. Fucking egregious. He spawned up back P2 today on the protocol when they were going to lose the map and just hit ult for 9 seconds instead of being the first guy on the route. Like, bro, this guy just makes brain dead fucking plays on the map. It's absurd. And there are moments today in the protocol specifically where like both P3s, they played it great. The second one, they like had the right assembly line. They hit ult when they were supposed to. Kiz rotated, made the right play. They 120 the hills back to back. I'm like, okay, they have some semblance of what the fuck is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just black the fuck out right after. Like, they're not making the right decisions whatsoever. I actually love Kiz in this game. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion or not. I think Kiz is actually fucking gross at this game. I think it's just being overshadowed by the fact that he's on LAG, unfortunately. I think Lunar's played well today. I know that I didn't want to judge his first series. I also think he's talented. Again, it's just a situation where I think all of the talent is just being hampered. This team is fucking dirt shit. I don't know if the Preston thing is going to help. Caesar is just bad at this game. I don't know if the Preston thing is going to help that much. They also shut down the idea of Hook. I think you don't have the luxury of doing that. Your team is terrible. I'm just, it's absurd, bro. The only maps that they can win are the maps that they've been winning all season. They haven't gotten better at a game mode. They still can't win S&D. Like,
they've gotten worse. They can't win. They're not winning the hard point.
Thought on Linz. Are you not listening, Ben?
Now they're not. They were on a 6 hardpoint win spree, including the major, into stage 2, and they are just completely regressing. I watched a red card go to time today, guys. Neptune had a 15 fucking kill streak without being called out one time. I mean, this team is legitimately fucking terrible. I'm sorry. Like, it's just bad. And the fact that they're shutting down Kyler as an option, I don't know if it's because Linz is French and they're a French org, or I don't know what it is. Maybe they just believe in the guy for whatever fucking reason. But I don't know, dude. I don't think you have the luxury of having that approach to your team, respectfully. Like, your team's not good. I don't know how you're shutting down roster changes like that.
I have 2 thoughts. One is, please, guys, if you're going to report stuff that's in Go Tiger Scream, can you guys please, even though we don't speak French, you guys please like clips. It's very important because I want to make sure we're not getting one guy.
Like, look at this, bro. Look at this clip.
I pulled up this clip because this clip is comedy. This clip is hilarious. Even the casters were like, turn around. Somebody turn around. Like,
we're not calling out. Look at them. They're fucking blacking out, man. It's egregious to watch.
Yeah, even right here.
Yo, he's cat. Yo, this guy's cat. Hey.
Why did they run here? Why did they run away here?
Lunars is probably flabbergasted. At least Linz turns around to try to get a trade. He just gets shit on.
Linz in that red right here.
His slides out
Sam,
here
right
like
here,
Neptune pop camo.
Now right here, Sam, when they were lying right here.
Oh, like, yeah, no, him running into.
Him running into you makes no sense.
Yeah,
like,
no,
where they go? Both these players should just slide and chow him right here. Like, I don't know where they're going.
They're not calling out. He did this on the red card too. He was on a 12 kill streak on the red card. Did this too. Like, this team is dirt shit. They're dirt shit.
Nah, Chris, they weren't turning around, dude. They weren't. I don't know what they were doing, bro.
Like, they don't understand the basics of COD. Now, I was ranting about this earlier on my stream. Like, I am obviously retired, so I don't have the privilege of all of the information at like a super high level that pros do.
No.
Let me finish my point. No, I'm not at all. I'm absolutely not. I'm using this to flame them. I don't have that information to me. All I have is like the basics of Call of Duty. Obviously, things change map to map, and I don't know like the hyper situationals and spawns and all the little, crazy shit you get when you're a pro and you get to play every day. But what I do have is, again, the basics of Call of Duty. These guys are so dirt shit that they don't even know the assembly line in hardpoint. You don't know the first guy picks up the longest route. I'm watching these guys just blatantly hit old or not fill lanes correctly. That's literally hardpoint 101. That's you walk in hardpoint class. That's on the syllabus, bro. And we don't even know how to get past step 1. And LAT's on step 89 with FaZe. Like, again, the idea to me, and this is no disrespect to Gotaga, because I don't know the guy. I'm happy he's here. He seems passionate about the game, and I respected his openness on stream. I do respect that. You don't have the luxury of cherry picking your roster. Your team is fucking terrible. I'm sorry. Like, how are you gonna who is protected on this? The only person on this team that's undroppable is Kiz, because he's actually good.
Apparently, Gotaga said Linz. But I don't know.
That's egregious to me, because that guy makes more brain dead plays than anyone on the team.
It's got to be French cheese.
You think so, Chris? You think
I got nothing against them. And I also think, regardless if Linz is making brain dead plays, and I think Hook is a better option here if it comes sub for sub. I still think Linz is good, and he's good enough to be in the league.
He's talented.
Yes, he has. Yeah. Yes, he has more to learn, and maybe he doesn't fit on the roster right now. At least with the current pieces, and I feel like this team just needs somebody that's good at search and can get in. We said it yesterday. We said Neptune was going to pick these guys apart, and he fucking did. Bro, you guys are calling out the mini map, but when Seattle fucking gets set up, Neptune is legitimately getting kills in one spot, shifting to another spot, getting more kills in another spot, shifting to another spot, and they can't trade him. He's just shooting people in the back constantly.
That's because they're not turning around or calling out.
Yeah.
This is interesting too.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this is interesting. Obviously, CDL Intel tweeted out that they're bringing Preston back in, which I even mentioned when Preston didn't get officially dropped and he just got moved to the bench. I was like, Preston could just keep doing his thing for now, because there might be a situation where he finds himself back in, and it was a lot faster than I thought. I mean, he's right back in there. It's been 2 matches? It's been 2 matches.
He was hate watch partying their downfall, and then he's on the roster now.
They lose, and he goes, "Oh no!"
Oh no!
I'm gonna be honest though.
Oh no!
I mean, dude, are we just?
You guys are diabolical.
We can't act like Gentlemates is not in panic mode, bro. They were literally getting smoked, and apparently, allegedly, based on what people were saying, Gotaga was sitting there just fucking raging that they need to make roster changes. Boom, next day roster change, and it's it just seems so reactionary. I just feel like this team is legitimately in panic mode, and they don't know what the fuck they're going to do, because they're at this point where they're losing so many series, and they can't seem to figure out who they want on the roster. They can't figure out how they're fucking going to get wins, that they're in panic mode.
Mm-hmm. Well, it should be. They've been asked for the whole season.
Hey, I respect making changes, though.
Yeah,
I actually like the openness of Gotaga. I actually appreciate it. I think that
the wrong ones.
His decision making is obviously, to be debated, but I actually appreciate the transparency of him. I really don't mind it.
I know that
for the players,
I still don't even know what the guy said.
Bro, for the players to play there and hear your org, Nate Shot called me dog shit all the time. Don't get me wrong, but he was never I don't know the tone, because I don't watch his watch party, and I also don't fucking speak French. But I just appreciate the transparency of him. Our team's fucking ass right now. We're gonna try to fix it.
Yeah, I feel like Nate Shot trolls, but.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Consider their situation, bro. Nate Shot definitely trolls. I don't know if you saw the clip today from Nate Shot, but
no, I haven't.
It's certainly one of the clips of all time. Think about their situation. They've only won 2 series out of 12. They're 50 points out of 8th, and we are in the middle of Major 2. So who knows how big that gap might be by the fucking end of the season. They are in full panic mode. That ownership group was probably sold on, hey, we're going to run back this core of a really good team and coaching staff. We're going to add Marky B in. We're going to, kind of develop Linz and this kind of POC level player. None of that has panned through, and they're just not really sure how to get out of the fucking mud that they're in. So I'm not surprised they're trying Preston, because Caesar had kind of a tough fit with Lunars. But I agree with the crew here. I don't really see how it's going to fix the fundamental IQ issues they have, the ice and S&D issues they have.
I just wanted to speed them up. That's the thing. Caesar's just pure metal boots, man. And I'm not saying it's his fault that their pacing is off or their decision making off, because I think everybody has a hand in it.
Team comp doesn't make any sense.
The team comp definitely has a part in it, but I think that you just have to try to, in general, speed the team up. You have to be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. And I think that all of them again are guilty of it, but I think that's at least step one. You just got to be in the right spot at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Ernie said,
"Let me know your thoughts on map 1." Ernie, what, the red card? I'm so confused at how this went to time, bro. It was so sloppy. The map was so sloppy on kind of on both ends. Neptune was just fucking. What did Neptune drop on his map? He was going
41,
fucking insane,
I think,
dude.
if I remember,
he went 42 and 26 on his map. Nobody even broke 30.
Chris has that guy on his bench.
Yeah, no, that's insane, dude.
It's not on purpose. I forget. I forgot to do it, and I just gave up, to be honest.
Yeah, Ernie, how often do you see that, Ernie? Do you see a map going a time like that? I mean, not even like it's not even like the score is like 235 to like, you know what I mean? Like they're at 201. Like that's the highest the score got. That's just crazy to me, bro. I don't know what the hell was going on. Almost seems like nobody can get good holds on the map. Like, bro, there were so many times too where they're getting so many. Sam, I said it today during the watch party, dude. Like LAG, like how many kills do you need? Right, like how many kills do you want
You
to
can make that argument for Vancouver here in this
Yeah, you
map, too.
can,
That
you
had
can.
40 and they only got 200 points. Like,
No, you can.
You're
Dude,
right, though.
it's like, bro, I think I watched like a 45-second spree of LAG. The kill feed was all purple. LAG was getting kill after kill after kill after kill. They got 5 points in that 45 seconds. Like, it's like, dude, what are you like? You have to make use of the kills. Like, you guys have to actually do something when you get the kills, or else you're just gonna be sitting here wave after wave after wave, and then that's when the game feels impossible. Like, bro, you could be sitting there like, dude, I just killed 7 of them in a span of a minute. How did we get 5 points there? It's because they're not taking the right routes. Like, they're not doing the right shit on the map. And I think the assembly line is a big part of that as well. Like, just not understanding, like, the fucking basics. But, yeah, dude, LAG's struggling. Preston's coming in. You think Preston's going to make a big difference, or you think it'll just be the same? That's probably, I mean, it'll maybe a
It's to
little
be
bit. I
seen,
don't know.
man. It's to be seen.
It can't get worse, but I don't
yeah.
think it'll be a big difference.
Yeah,
I think these
we'll see.
boys are. I mean, gotta look at this, bro.
We'll see what
standings.
happens.
Like, I think unless these guys can put together a top 3 or top 4 out of nowhere right now, they are in real trouble of just finishing 11th, man, and being an early fucking visit to Cancun.
Yeah, I agree. It's looking a little slow right now for the LAG. But any final thoughts before we move on to the last series of the day? Any final thoughts?
Shout out Neptune.
Yep, shout out Neptune. He's been Travis has been unreal, dude. I like the fact that he's been in and out, right? And he went to challengers and worked his way up, right? Like
He went
worked.
to goddamn Halo.
Yeah, he went to Halo. Like, I mean, I just like the fact that like he didn't bitch, he didn't moan. Like he just went back to challengers and just grinded the fuck out of the game and just has been shitting so much to the point where he got another opportunity. And it just goes to show, bro. Like even if you get thrown back to challengers, it's not working, right? Like you can still make it out of that and kind of just be right back to where you were. Like he's playing some of the best cut I've ever seen him play. So I think it says a lot about him, to be honest. Like as a player, his work ethic, probably who he is as a person, a teammate. Like I feel like he's got that mental, he's got that mentality. So maybe Crim 6 and Clay were holding the kid back, you know, because
they were trying to take each other's jobs.
Imagine,
and all that shit.
imagine
the
teaming
game,
with
bro.
Crim 6 and Clay, man.
This
I
is
think it is
just a
the game,
game. I team with both of them.
Yeah,
At the
but
same
you
time.
teamed with them in their prime, not when they got old and cranky, Slay. They got old and cranky now. You know what I
That may be
mean?
True. Grim
You
was
know.
always a little cranky, but
Porter was
but
always
I
cranky.
I just think this game suits him, bro. Like straight up, this is just like if it was a different game, like I wasn't surprised that he struggled. This is a game that is his style, like his pace, and
Yeah.
he's
The movement, too. Like the Omni movement. Like he's just really
Yeah.
good with that shit. Like Halo pros, right? Like Halo guys.
I watched him hit a zip line and hip fire somebody today.
Yeah, that was sick. Bro, you guys see Legend from Optic, the Halo pro, come in and play a little bit of COD with Shotzi and Illy, and he was fucking cooking, dude.
Yeah, but I saw Jake Lucky tweet a clip of him the day after he beat Elite, and it was a Halo clip where he just got like an insane overkill. So that guy just might be gross.
He's just in flow.
Yeah, I see
having
that.
an insane
I
day.
seen that shit. I know exactly what you're talking about. That was a crazy clip. But yeah, any other final thoughts? Probably not. Let's move on to the last series of the day. We got Toronto Ultra going up against the Boston Breach. Bless you. Toronto Ultra got a 3-2 victory here over Boston. This one goes all the way down to a map number 5.
Dirty Neslo.
Yeah,
Dirty
a dirty Neslo. You can see a 2-3-5 series win here for Toronto Ultra, as they're able to win the 6-2 S&D, the 3-2 in control, and a 6-4 in a search and destroy again. And that last map, Boston taking care of the respawns, but it just wasn't enough. We'll scroll down and take a look here at the stat sheet. You had a 0.85 from Beans, a 1.16 from Kleenex, a 1.04 from Insight, and a 0.96 from Jodeci's. Look at Jodeci's interactions compared to Insight. That's a comedy. And then you got a 0.98 from Cammy, a 0.82 from Big Wake, 0.99 from Purge, and Snoopy, the only one positive on the squad with a 1.25. Snoopy went fucking crazy today. 111 kills in the series, 111 to 89. I mean, that's fucking insane. We'll
Got
scroll
him in
down.
fantasy.
Yeah, your fantasy players have been going crazy, Pat. The hell? Kleenex, he's going to be the match MVP here. 1.02 hard point, 1.45 in a search, and a 1.36 in a control. Love to see Toby doing what he does best, and that's just moving around the map and fucking shitting on people, man. Toby's looking good. But we'll start with you, Benjay, at the bottom. We'll start with you. What'd you think of the series? It was cool to see Beans clutch up a couple times and flip him off at the end. It was some good banter between the guys. What'd you think? What'd you think of the series?
Fun series, but this is what we were concerned about coming in. It's just the AR diff at the moment, and as much as we like the dynamic playmaking of the subs on Boston, they're just ARs are too inconsistent to really grind out a series like this. And Toronto's search came around nicely, and they're looking in good form, going to a nice match against Thieves tomorrow.
What about you, Sam? What are your thoughts? Boston, they get Neslo'd today. Toronto Ultra get the better of them in the search, the control. Where's your head at?
This is a good win for Toronto, but losing both hardpoints is kind of worrying to me because that's kind of been the trend that they've been on. Like like what I wanted for their stage 2 is better respawn game. Like we know their quality in search, and their control has been pretty good. They've been great at vault, specifically defense on that map. I know it's like obviously not something to brag about, but they have lockdown defense on vault. But losing 2 hardpoints isn't a great way to win a series. Again, it's been their Achilles heel this year. I don't like the way that they've been playing hardpoint. So to see Boston take both of them, granted they did win the series, it's still something to definitely be worried about. Snoopy's disgusting.
Yeah, he's gross.
He's been great all year, and I don't know if it was last show that I said my take on Boston, but I was out on the team only because if Snoopy isn't doing this, I think this team is not good at all. Like, again, credit to Snoopy because he's been doing it. He's been consistent since the day that this game started. If he's not playing like this team is falling flat immediately. Their ARs just really don't move me that much. I don't know, man. I'm worried about Boston's longevity for the rest of the year. I don't know if they're in like a weird spot where they probably won't make a change because they're just good enough. But I think in the end, it's probably going to end up hurting them.
You don't think they should get rid of Awakening?
I mean, I think either AR is a candidate. I mean, Purge is also is a candidate as well. I think the only person that's on this team that's like 100% safe is absolutely Snoopy.
Big Wake's been struggling, Pat. He's been struggling. At least from me watching, like I feel like he has a hard time getting kills.
Yeah.
He'll have moments where he kicks up, but I don't know. They go to his screen. He be tweaking sometimes. He tweaking when they go to his POV.
Somebody said Lunar should have joined this team in your chat, which in hindsight that it probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Lunars would have made 5 teams better probably, but yeah. I mean, it was a good win for Toronto, but again, losing 2 hard points isn't great for them, in my opinion.
What you think, Chris? What are your thoughts?
On the Toronto side, it's good to see their S&D return to form, and they still ended up winning that vault control because they've been a pretty good team on that map. But yeah, I'm kind of still worried about their hardpoint. I just don't like the way they play hardpoint. I'm still like, I love Jamie, and he's a good player, great S&D. You know, he's very smart, but at the same time, he's just been doing the same shit for like legitimately his entire career. I don't understand how even he hasn't like understood that the pace that he plays respawn sometimes is just a detriment. Like there's times where you look at the scoreboard, I think it was even the first map, like Jamie was like 4 and 8, like 3 hills in or something. And I'm just like, how? I don't understand how. Like I could, if I could spectate an entire map of his just to kind of like get an understanding of it. Yeah, he went pausing the series and Beans didn't play much better.
It's just
control.
like he fried in the control.
Yeah, it's just like it's so weird to me. And I feel like that he might be a reason why their hard point sometimes is not like the best. It's just like he just plays at such a weird pace, and it's just weird. But they still got the job done. They got the win, and they've been a pretty good team overall. But if when they slack or they lose on S&D, like in these big game series or these important series, like we saw at the major, they just lose. Like they're not good at hardpoint. You said it, Sam. They're not good at respawn.
Yep.
When it comes to Boston, yeah, Snoopy's been fucking really good. Their SMG duo has been great, at least online. They're a pretty good online team, but I said it yesterday. I put them as like a team that might not qualify for champs this year, just because overall, I just think that they're gonna like not really improve. And I feel like when we see them play these series, I feel like they're at their peak right now. And I don't know. I just don't see them progressing as a team right now with their current roster.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Pat? Where's your head at with Toronto?
I just think Well,
Or Boston.
Toronto, yeah, Toronto. We know. I mean, they're godlike at search, but they got to figure out hardpoint. I think we all agree with that. But for Boston, bro, I don't know, man. I feel like S&D's always kind of been a thorn in this team's side. We go back to MW3, like how many game fives they lost. Like they obviously can push every series of distance versus pretty much every team they play. Snoopy clearly is gross. I want to see this team make a move, bro. I just want to see them upgrade this AR position and get an S&D capable AR, someone who can come in and hard carry, not hard carry, but like set the tone for search. I don't know who they get.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I mean, dude, I think a good shout is Merc. I don't know if you guys know Merc. Plays in Challengers. He played for the Stallions team. I think Merc is a really good player. He can maybe slot in. He's good, right? That guy's good as fuck, bro. I think Encourage is really good too. I mean, people think I'm pushing the Encourage prop, but I think Encourage is good. Merc, like I think some of those guys can be slotted in here nicely. Bro, even if you want to maybe like get weird with it and maybe pick up like, dude, I don't know. You can do a lot of different. There's a lot of like Tyler Fellow maybe. I don't know.
I wouldn't put Fellow on this team just because Fellow is like a very like he's a system player, and I feel like overall when it comes to their team, like they have a pretty good system. I feel like they're competitive. It's just a matter of like they need a AR that is going to get kills like consistently, and like Wake has been that like kill player for like a long time on other rosters. Like we used to praise him for having like not praise him, but I guess praise and slander him for having high KDs. And just like slaying, but he hasn't been doing that in the last 2 years. Like they need somebody.
Can we talk about Wake, bro? Like not to cut you off, Chris, but like
he made me $1,000 today.
I'm just confused, bro.
Because he went under?
Yeah, I took 3 lessons today on Slasher, a Big Wake, and Skies. Went through like a charm slay.
Yeah, it was a pure hate.
It was a pure hate watch today for me.
Sure.
It was a pure hate lineup for me today. Pure hate watch.
Wake is so just confusing to me, bro. Because even when I was playing, I thought he was just a kill whore, and like he would always go positive, and he would always get his. And like he got put on teams to do that last year on Minnesota, and now this year on Boston. And like when he's in the situations where we're like, all right, do your shit, Wake. Like this is now how you can play like that. Like our system enables you. We're putting you in good spots, and like, he's just not doing it. So I don't. It's a very weird dynamic for his last 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to see Merc on this team or Trial or something. That guy is actually really good, and he's good as fucking search. He's a search. He came from that like S&D culture, and he's like had, I think he was like top 5 like Slayer rating or something like that in the elite. So I mean, the kid can shoot, and he's an AR player. So
yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens with Boston. I don't think they're going to make any changes. I think they really like teaming with each other, so I just don't think they're going to make changes. But maybe a pack a punch somewhere.
Wake on sound EQ, bro? Was the rumors true?
Dude.
Oh no,
Were the rumors true, bro?
You think so? You think the rumors are true, Slay?
I'm just saying, bro. Ever since they cracked down on it, things have changed.
These are the matches tomorrow. We got Minnesota Rocker versus the Vegas Falcons. We got Toronto Ultra versus LA Thieves. We got Cloud9 versus Boston. This is where I need to make the comeback here in fantasy because I got Jodeci's going up against the Thieves and we got Gio going up against the Vegas Falcons. I'm hoping Gio can have a field day tomorrow, Slay, and maybe bring me back a little bit in this matchup because I'm getting slammed right now.
If it's a quick 3-0, it would hurt you though, right?
Yeah, I think so because the more
I mean,
maps,
if Gio
right,
absolutely fries, it'll help him.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But we'll go through our predictions. I mean, I'm going Minnesota against the Vegas. I'm going Minnesota Rocker. Vegas don't know what the hell they're doing. So I'll go Rocker 3-0. And then I'm going to go LA Thieves 3-1 against Toronto. I can see Toronto taking a search, but I think all respawns, LA Thieves is going to win it. I think they're going to come out and on top of that one, 3-1. And then Cloud9 versus the Boston Breeze. That's going to be a good one. I don't know who to go with on that one. I think this could be a toss-up. I think we might see a map 5 here. But I'm going to go Cloud9 in this one. I feel like they're feeling pretty confident right now. I'm going to go with a Cloud9. I'm going to go with my duo attached tomorrow and see what the Cloud9 can do. But what do you think, Pat? Who do you got?
I'm going to go Rocker, not close. Thieves, not close. And I'm going Boston.
All right. What about you, Chris?
going Rocker, Thieves, and this is the hard one because I feel like these are 2 teams that maybe won't see a champs like fighting against each other. Like, I don't know. I think these were like 2 at the top of my list when it comes to that bottom 4, along with Falcons and LAG. So I'm going to go with C9. I think they're on their upswing. I like that. They've been able to get S&D wins on the board with like Kremp like popping off, and Boston has been kind of iffy in that game mode. And I feel like their S&D or their respawns on the up and up with Dante shooting back. So I'm gonna go C9, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if this goes game 5.
What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, I got Rocker, not close at all. LAT 3-1, probably the same reason. I think they're just better respawns across the board. I think Toronto's a better search team. And then I'm going to go C9, probably like a 3-1. I think Kremp has been playing crazy COD, and I think Sib is also not back to form, but definitely playing a lot better. So I'm confident in the C9 pick.
Benjay.
Rocker 3-0. The Steve's Toronto series is weird because the map pool's super interesting. If it goes game 5, I still have concerns about Thieves closing it out. But there's also like the undercurrent of like the roster moves and some of the stuff that's been said on the X in the last like 6-8
Cap predicted
months.
a revenge series, right?
So I want to predict the revenge series. How many of you guys picked Thieves?
All of us.
All of us.
I'm gonna try. I'll just take Toronto just to kind of even.
I think
out.
Thieves has been playing better in search for the most part. They still have a lot to work on.
6-1 fucking Skyline against Falcons.
Yeah. They still have a lot to work on, but they've been playing better in search, and their respawn has not slowed down at all. Like, this is going to come down to if Toronto can steal a fucking respawn or not.
Which I think they can.
I don't think they can.
But I'm gonna take a Toronto win just to bounce it out, and then I'll say C9 just because Dylan's in chat. But I don't know how to pick that series.
C9 just because Dylan's in chat.
Just because Dylan's in chat.
I don't know how to pick that one, bro.
Good analysis, Ben.
You're going C9. All right, so most of us got C9 in that one. We'll see what happens. Before Ben hits the pot, take a look at fantasy. Ben, you're going up against Chelly right now, and you're getting smoked like me. You're down 9-2, so you need a comeback tomorrow. Do you even have anybody? Oh, you don't even have anybody playing tomorrow. You're chalked.
Yeah, Tom, no comment on my team. I'm tanking for Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, you're chalked, Benjay. Chelly's got you
Tanking for
beaten in that
Jeremiah
one.
Smith.
Yeah, we're a 2-year tank.
We got Nub going up against K-Song. Looks like K-Song got the better of Nub right now. But it doesn't look like K-Song's got any players tomorrow. It looks like that Nub still got some players tomorrow. He's got Ghosty coming up. He's got Sib coming up. And Insight. So that's a big day tomorrow for that Nub. We'll see if he's able to come back against Team K-Son. We got Gersh going up against Sam.
Belt to ass.
Yeah, Sam, you're dismantling him right now. Who does Gersh have tomorrow? Gersh has Nero and Estro and Scrap tomorrow. He's got a lot of players.
I need them to not farm Rocker tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or Falcons.
Yeah.
I need them to just win, not crazy.
See, I need a farm because we'll take a look at me going up against the Slayer. And, I mean, Pat's got me beat by a long shot right now. I don't know what's going on. But
I need a big Joe Tuesday.
Yeah, I need a really big day for them because you don't have anybody playing tomorrow. So, or
well,
no,
we
you
both
have Snoopy.
and
You have
Purge.
Snoopy. Yeah, I have Purge.
And I think Snoopy will probably beat out Purge.
Yeah,
so
he probably will. Yeah, I think you had me beat, Pat, to be honest with you. I think I'm kind of chalked to this weekend. And then, my own Chris, it's not looking good for you either. I mean, you're getting
I'm shocked, bro.
Yeah, you're getting slammed by
I forgot to
Parasite.
sub out Neptune.
You put Neptune in there, you might actually be winning this. No bullshit.
Yeah, I forgot to sub out Neptune again, and then Optic is just, yeah.
That's
The only person
tough.
I got playing tomorrow is Envoy. Unless Envoy literally 1v4s Toronto, or 4v1s, or 1v4s Toronto the whole series, and I'm chalked.
All right, Benjay, you ready for the pot or what, Benjay?
Yeah, we've been pretty good on the pot recently, so let's see what we got.
All right, Benjay, let's see what you can do, folks. Let's get those channel point predictions going. Let's see what Benjay can do here. All right, he's got his slippers on as always. Got that putter in hand as he's getting ready to line it up. Where's the pole? We don't got no pole. Oh, go, Chandler, go. Chandler, go. It might be too late. It might be too... Wait, Ben, give it 10 seconds. He can't hear me. It's chalked as Benjay Nassim steps up. You can get your predictions in. It's up. I mean, you don't got a lot of time as Ben... He misses He missed the part. This guy's an asshole. Oh, man. He goes wide left yet again. And Benjay Nassim misses another one. I would love to know Ben's record this year because it has not been good.
It's not good.
It's not good. It is not good at all. Benjay, where'd it go wrong, Benjay? Where'd it go wrong?
Tough scenes, man. Tough
Where'd it
scenes
go
there.
wrong?
L Mods, man, they didn't get the predictions up in time. Well, no, actually, some people got their predictions in. Wow, I'm actually surprised. There's 7 million on yes and 2 million on no. So some people just put in their predictions last second just to lose all their points. That's not good.
But do I got to re-putt then?
It's up to you. Do you want to do a re-putt? It's up to you,
No, I don't give a
Benjay.
fuck. Let's end the show.
All right, Jesus. All right, well, guys, thank you all so much for everybody tuning in, bro. I hope you guys have been enjoying the shows, the watch parties, everything, bro. I really appreciate all the energy, even right now, bro. The chat's going crazy right now. So much energy in the chat. I appreciate every single person that's been tuned in with us. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Anchor.fm/theflank. Check out all the audio sites are on. And go follow at the Flank on Twitter. Gert's doing a phenomenal job running socials per usual. ZooMaa.gg, new merch coming soon, so make sure to check it out. And make sure to join the community if you haven't already. The community's been popping. Over 20,000 members in there now. So if you guys want to join the community, join the community. It's spotlighted to the top of the Flank Twitter, top of my Twitter. So make sure to go check it out, man. But as always, man, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Brush your hair. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of The Flank, man. Take it easy. That's what I'm talking about. So, ciao, ciao.